right, and welcome back, everybody, to Versus Live. My name's Yorion Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and Yorion burns. Make sure to tag at Star City Games, and he'll get his favorite Yorion question sent over to us. That's right. If you didn't hear it 3 times in the intro, it is Yorion Day. We are testing out the mid-range machine that is Yorion Sky Nomad. It has been just dominant on the ladder. We had our Bash Bros podcast patron tournament this last weekend. It was like 50% Yorion. Granted, I think people wanted to just play it to troll me a little bit because they knew obviously I was going to be playing Yorion. Because even since then, we've seen like the Red Bull Untapped event, and Gruul Adventures was the #1 deck, and it looked pretty even. So I not all hope is lost, but if you would have told me last week that there is a deck that is becoming extremely dominant already, I would have been like, no, you are crazy. Standard is going to be super healthy forever. Don't even come at me with that stuff. But it is really seeming like Yorion right now is either the flavor of the week or it is just proving its dominance. And there's a few reasons why. You know, I mean, it is just a card that dominates other mid-range matchups, and the blinking of Omen of the Sun and stuff like that lines up quite well against aggro. So when you beat mid-range decks and aggro, right there, that's a strong deck already.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen a control deck arise yet. You know,
don't tell that to Shaheen.
I know, Dimir control has been popular at different times. I speculated about the potential for Azorius control. When the bans happened, but none of those have really materialized in the face of these, effective mid-range decks. And, this deck gets to play in the control role a lot of the time and do it well. So
it's just on the board control stuff,
tap out control.
Tap out control, yep.
So there hasn't been a reason to be playing a counterspell-based control deck, and they haven't been performing well. That's the kind of deck that you would normally think will keep these mid-range decks in check.
Or ramp. Yep.
Or some ramp deck going over the top. I know there was some speculation over the weekend about how well-positioned Ugin is, and we will see some Ugins in my third deck.
Yeah, and it's something I'm really scared of. Your next deck, we'll keep it under wraps a little bit for now, but yeah, right now it just seems like Yorion is going to be quite dominant, and we'll see if anything changes with the pros taking on the format this coming weekend in the MPL and Rival split. Everything could kind of be flipped upside down, or it could just be, oops, all Yorion. Yeah. We'll see.
So, in match 1 with Dimir Rogues, I tried to approach from that direction where you get underneath with some cheap threats and then have good interaction to protect those threats. It didn't work at all. This round, I'm going with mono green food, as we said before the break. This is another more aggressive strategy, but not all in aggressive like an Embercleave deck. It has a lot of resilience. Feasting Troll King is a tough card to answer. Things like Trail of Crumbs help you draw extra cards. Wicked Wolf comes in and can fight a Yorion or a Skyclave Apparition, but you can also get some beatdowns in there.
Yeah.
So a little bit more of a resilient aggro deck as opposed to a disruptive aggro deck. Although I wouldn't really call Dimir Rogues an aggro deck, but disruption in creatures or resilient threats are sort of 2 different ways to approach this. This is the latter of the 2, and then we'll see go over the top in round 3.
Yep.
This food deck, I know I sort of looked at it the same way you looked at it, as you talked about it before the break, where it just it doesn't read well on paper to me.
It doesn't, yeah.
It looks a little clunky, but then you get to see all the synergies in action. Trail of Crumbs is just a powerful card. We know that.
Yep, we know that.
But we've seen it more often than we had Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven.
And we kind of thought it was dead after that, but there are ways to trigger it for free. Wicked Wolf, Troll King, and Gildagoose. Those are 3 cards that just, essentially is free to activate it.
And in the last week, there was a lot of Lovestruck Beasts around and things like that. When people are playing those, 3 and 4 mana creatures, Wicked Wolf is awesome.
Oh yeah,
it's been a while since Wicked Wolf was really, really good. You were thinking back in the Oko days, but Wicked Wolf is awesome when you're just getting into combat, attacking and blocking a lot. Yorion puts you away from that, but it still has value. It's going to be really important that you have so many ways of exile-based removal as opposed to destroy-based removal.
Yep.
So that's certainly going to help you, but the card can still be a clean 2 for 1.
Yeah, and honestly,
exile removal is all sorcery speed.
100%. And honestly, when Wicked Wolf is good, ECD is good. You know, those cards fill a similar mold right now. There's going to be a lot of pressure on my ECDs here. They're going to be great against you, but you know, I'm going to need to find them. I'm going to need to find them often, as well as Sky plays.
To stop that third chapter. So
yeah, and Gem Razor, I believe, as well, to just, you know, cleanly answer Doom Foretold and answer this stuff. And the thing about my Doom Foretolds, they're not that good here, which is a problem. Like, you have Goose, you have all these kind of mid-range or like cheap-ish threats that you're like kind of fine getting rid of. So, and Troll King comes back, you sack it, comes back. You can really wear down Doom Foretold, where I've had to sack it because they just had too many things, you know. So we'll see here. So
yeah, this is a deck that plays a lot better, you know, in the game than it looks on paper.
Yeah,
and, hopefully we will see that come to fruition here.
Well, decks don't play on paper, so of course they're bad. They're a lot better on the battlefield.
I mean, they're printed on paper.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Okay, I'm gonna play on paper.
Oh, please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
Are you gonna wait? And you're still not gonna waste as many notepads as Corey does.
Hey, I have big handwriting and it's horrible. So you know, I kind of write like a 3-year-old.
This is my pad. You know, nice and neat and sort of tidy. And this is Corey's. This is not a comparison.
Hey, come on now.
Okay.
Come on now. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I'll start with the Gilded Goose.
Okay, well, I'm mulliganing, so.
Perfect. Even better.
Yeah, no, this one's close. Just a little
the
too
paper
clunky.
plane is just a broken strategy.
Yeah.
If you're mulliganing, then
you got
miracles happen.
If I had a swamp on top, I would probably keep. And even if I had that land, I would probably keep, because Apparition and Elspeth's Nightmare is pretty good, but not worth the risk there. I know. Corey mulliganing on the draw, a medium hand. That's when you know a deck right here. When I know the hands I cannot mulligan, or that I can't keep.
Hysteus does have a question.
Yeah, what do we got?
Does the Yorion burn deck play 80 cards, or is it a 60 card deck with 4 Yorions in the main?
That's a good question. That is a good question. I do remember seeing Oko burn. Like mono red splash blue green for Oko. Are we getting to that point where it's just add Yorion for everything?
You know, you get some Viashino Pyromancers in your deck.
Yeah.
Maybe a Vexing Devil.
or there was just a mono red Yorion list that could never cast Yorion, and it was just to troll people to kind of throw people off. That was pretty funny as well.
Yorion just there for moral support.
Yeah, there we go. Eat up one sideboard card as a support friend. Okay, so I'm going to keep this, and we'll bottom one of these lands. You already played a Goose, so I'm going to start. This hand is not that good, but that's a pretty solid card, so I will keep that one. And you're good.
The worst card in my deck, so I'll play Forest and pass.
Okay. Forest is your worst card. That makes sense. So we're going to play the Murkwater Pathway and pass to you.
Okay, I'll make a food.
Okay. Chris Barone getting some camera time in. Let's hope he's not our last invitational champion ever.
Yeah, that would be rough. Okay, I'm going to try to just apply some pressure here. I'm going to just cast a Wicked Wolf.
That's pretty wicked of you.
Pass the turn.
Okay, I'm going to Omen of the Sea. It's not a bad card. But I'm wondering if I actually will have time to get this one going. If I keep both, maybe? Okay, yeah, I think I am just going to keep bold. We'll see how this works out. So draw one off Omen, draw one for the turn. Then I will cast Elspeth's Nightmare on your Goose and pass to you.
Okay. Trail of Crumbs, get a second food.
Quite good.
Attack for 3.
Okay, I will go to 17.
And I will pass the turn.
You don't want to get in for an extra point of damage if you're going to trail anyways? And you might hit a land, so.
Yeah, I should definitely do that.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Okay. So I'll go to 16.
Top 2, and I will take... I want to play a land, and I get hit fourth because Ondu Mammoth, so I could play a tapped Mammoth here, but, you know,
it's just the same, yeah. Yep.
This could also let me trail again.
Yep. Playing a land, trailing again.
You're going to get the only relevant card in my hand.
That's okay. Okay, draw, duress you. Okay. Yeah, let's take that Vivian there, buckaroo.
Yep.
Okay, and now I have the best possible follow-up here. Here is just another one of the interactions. Here's what I love the most about this deck. The Prophecy and Elspeth's Nightmare curve perfectly into Doom Foretold, where you get to sacrifice it before the useless effect. So, all right, then I'll pass to you.
Okay, I am going to sacrifice this other Hoot and step and pay for the trail.
Yep.
Gotta find something. So definitely take the Goose here.
Honk.
If I knew I had a Vivian on top, I think I would take the Forest.
Yeah.
But,
all right, what are you sacking?
Yeah, I've got to sack one of them. Do I just want to get another card, or do I want to try to just attack?
Yeah, it's close.
It's 17 right now.
And I'm at the point where the first 2 chapters are good against this deck. So that's another way to evaluate Elspeth's Nightmare. If 2 chapters are good, the card's good. If 3 chapters are good, it's busted. If only 1 is good, it's not good. And the 3rd chapter is not good against you, but the first 2 are excellent. I guess I really only killed Goose, but that still happens enough where I think it's worth it.
If my hand were better, I think I would try to grind a little bit. But my hand is really bad. I've drawn 2 ram throughs, which is too many ram.
And the thing is, I think Trail of Crumbs is so much worse when you, when you lose some value on it. So you can't play unless you draw a land, Gilded Goose plus Wicked Wolf, and then you could sack a food at your upkeep before you have to sack again. But I agree with you. I think you have to.
If I keep the trail, I can just play Goose, sack the food normally for 3 life, and immediately get my card.
Oh, yeah, that's true too.
Yeah,
that's true too.
So I can get the card immediately.
Yeah, it is close then.
And then sack the Goose and maybe keep going that way.
Yeah.
I just don't. With you already having 2 enchantments here,
yeah,
I don't see that ending well.
Okay.
So I guess is this going to end well? If I draw a land, it will.
Okay. That's what you think.
Well, I drew a land.
Uh-oh. And it's a tap land.
Yeah, I guess we'll play both.
Okay.
Get a food and attack for 5.
All right. I will go to 11.
I do at 17.
Oh,
no, yeah, you took 1. Yeah, 16. I forgot to mark down the extra point from the board.
Yep.
So you're at 11.
Okay, if you mark that, then I'm at 12. Okay. All right, so I'm going to sack this before chapter 3.
Not 2004. That kind of stuff doesn't work anymore.
Sure. I'm going to sack this before chapter 3 goes. So if I sack this, I just get rid of this, but that does nothing. So don't want to do that. Okay, I think we only have 1 play here, and that is our beautiful Bird Serpent of Snorian. I'll blink out Omen, bring it back.
We actually just have Corey dead with a land.
Oh, really?
You're at 11, right? I sack the Goose, I ram through this thing, and a land puts you 11.
Uh-oh. Well, I guess maybe I can't do that. I should not do...
It's just on board. You have perfect information, Corey, except for this card.
Yeah. Okay, well...
the one good part about my position is I was well set up against Yorion specifically.
Yeah. Well, if you don't mind, I'll do a different play.
Sure.
Just gain 3 life just so I don't die and just put a Yorion into my hand. It's not very good, but yeah, I should do math there.
So you're at 14.
Yep. And I saw these top 2. I'll just shuffle.
Sure.
They were good, but I'll shuffle.
That is actually surprisingly good.
Okay.
Because it gives me a permanent to sack to the Doom Foretold.
Okay.
So Wolf Willow Haven there.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use a ram through.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Attack you for 8.
Okay.
Put you to 6.
Yep.
And actually... Do I want to put you to... I think I want to put you to 5.
Okay.
Because that way a land makes either creature lethal. So, yeah, I'll put you to 5 after I attack, of course, if you sack the food here.
Okay.
So you go to 5.
All right.
Pass the turn.
Yeah, I think I am in trouble.
See? Aggro plan.
Yeah, it's working nicely.
So now you sack the Omen.
All right, sack the Omen. A draw. Don't think that's going to help me.
You have 5 in hand?
Yeah.
2 of which are Yorions.
Yep.
Probably 1 land, 2 others.
Yeah.
Here is that we never found a Skyclave Apparition.
Yeah, Skyclave is quite good. And just having a little bit more time. And the Ranthers just ended up being good. Playing Yorion that last turn to draw a card, super good play. if I wasn't facing lethal to a land there, something I would not make a play of in a tournament. But yeah, all I have is Yorion here. I'm just dead.
Yeah, you are dead if you cast Yorion. Dance doesn't do anything. That's a land. And Prophecy, yeah.
Yeah, I kept Dance on top, thinking that I'd have enough time quite a while ago, and it's even good right here. Just bring back these two if you had a target for Elspeth's Nightmare. But everything being big, yeah, all right, mono green.
Honestly, you would think against the Yorion deck, just brutally, 3/3 to 5/5 mid-range sized creatures.
Yeah,
you have removal and interaction and Yorion to draw cards. You should be well set up against that. But the pressure it puts you under. Because
Wicked Wolf hits hard.
Yeah, and you spin your wheels a little bit.
Yeah.
And while you were spinning your wheels against the Rogues deck, I wasn't really doing a whole lot. I was, drawing an extra card here or there, playing a 1/3. Eventually, you were able to just, grind through all of that with ease. But
one of these and you were dead.
Yeah.
Blinking that is quite strong against you, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, that would end the game.
Yeah.
But when you cut them off at time, then it really hurts them.
Time's been cut off from all of us. It's just an illusion, remember?
I agree.
Okay. All right, everyone. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We are going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, do some sideboarding, and then finish up our matchup between Mono Green Food and Esper Doom. So don't go anywhere.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Versus Live here. We are sideboarding between Esper Doom and Mono Green Food. For me, I am going to be just taking out one of the Treacherous Blessing. I never want to draw both of them. Shark Typhoon is quite bad against a deck like this. And then taking out one Dance of the Manse. Don't want to overload on it. Usually have some Scavenging Oozes as well. And it's just generally kind of slow. And I would rather be Dream Trawling and Yorioning. Yeah, that's a word,
all four of those cards are cards that are not going to be effective on the first 5 turns of the game.
Yeah, exactly. So,
the cards you need to be cutting.
No value in them, that's for sure. So, all right, what do you got for me?
On my side, we're just bringing in, I think, better creatures. Brontodon has some utility in dealing with problematic enchantments while being an efficient body. Questing Beast, we saw the importance of applying pressure in game 1. That's what QB does, even though there are no planeswalkers on Corey's side. I'm trimming on my ram throughs. I don't want to cut all of them because you always have these Archons post board. So now I have 4 Wicked Wolves, 2 ram throughs. A pretty good number. And from the green side, your creatures are pretty important because they're pretty big. I'm trimming Kazandu Mammoth. We're bringing in, similarly efficient creatures, but these creatures have a lot of other utility other than just being lands. This deck already plays 25 lands.
Okay.
Even outside of the 4 Kazandu Mammoth.
Sure.
So you don't need to consider them part of the mana base, which I really love.
Yeah. That's what you have to do with that card because it's a good card regardless. Yeah.
And this deck has plenty of mana sinks with Trail of Crumbs and all the food engine. So you really don't need the extra lands. This affords you the ability to cut them when they get significantly worse post board when your opponent's going to be better set up with interaction and different stuff.
Yep. And you want to always be hitting your land drops with that green deck. You top out at a huge 6-drop. Your castles help that a lot where you only really have to make 5 land drops, but still definitely want to be hitting your lands with that. So.
Yep.
All right, Rob, you got a question for us by any chance?
Yeah, Yars wants to know how do you think this mono green food deck compares to the green white food deck that also gets access to Yorion?
Oh yeah, have you seen this deck?
I have seen this deck because Andre Strosky won the CFP event with it.
Yeah, and I think it was our own Brian Gottlieb who created the initial list.
Yeah, for sure. So pretty similar to the mono green list. It plays Yorion, it plays Llanowar Visionary, and Skyclave Apparition are the main departures. And obviously Apparition is a great add from white. I'm just a little concerned that the mana isn't good enough.
Really?
Right? When you're playing a bunch of double white cards as your white cards, and you're already playing a bunch of double green cards to start.
Yeah.
You don't have that many dual lands. I think this is a deck that wants to curve out pretty effectively and has ways to use its mana. So ETB tap lands like Temple of Plenty or early Fable Passages can really hinder your development. That said, it doesn't have a super low curve, so you often can afford a tap land on one of the real early turns of the game, like turns 1 or 2. But that kind of stuff worries me because I've so often in Magic's history have I seen decks that, are pretty powerful and people try to splash a color to add, some spice to it.
Yeah.
And it almost never works out because the consistency of the original list sort of wins out in the long run. This happened a lot with Cobblade.
Yeah.
People just splashed red, they splashed black, they kept trying all these weird splashes. And by the end, everyone's like, yeah, just play
Cobblade, yeah.
Yeah, just play your Tectonic Edges.
One thing I've been seeing, though, is a Bant version, and it's just the green-white version, but just splashing mimics. I know you're a fan of this.
I do like last
You
one.
play one island, you get some negates on the board, but, mimicking Yorion, it's just the same as Charming Prince. Essentially, you get that double activation where that's really all you need, And just having 8 Yorions in your deck, and then you don't have to play Charming Prince. And then Mimics can also copy Wicked Wolves or Skyclave Apparitions as well. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, Mimic seems good. I think the cards are good. They work well.
Yep.
But you look at the mono green list, and it's playing 4 Castle Garenbrig, 4 Gingerbread Castle, Gingerbread House. I don't know.
Sure.
The common one.
Yeah.
So it's got extra food synergies. It has this really powerful land, especially like when you, as you said, Feasting Trollkin that you're topping out at is a 6-drop.
Yeah.
So it can power that out a turn earlier. Those gains to the mana base are real. And when you're playing the white versions or the Selesnya version or the Bant version, you're trying to grind and interact a little bit more. That's not really the game plan, as we saw, from match 1 against Dimir Rogues, that you want to implement against the Yorion decks. They're the best interactive decks.
Yeah.
You got to kill them. So I kind of like it just being a little more aggressive, being more consistent. But maybe the real question to me is, do the multicolored versions have significant gains in the non-Yorion matchups? Like, they're probably head in the mirror because that interaction is going to be good there. Yeah. They're probably, they might be a little bit better against aggro, maybe not, because the mana is a big variable there. Yeah. The interaction is also good. So, there's going to be some give and take, but right now, with Yorion being as popular as it is, I'm examining it through that lens first and foremost. Yeah. And through that lens, I'd prefer to be mono green.
And yeah, that's fair. I actually am the other way on it. I actually think the green-white Yorion builds have a decent matchup against the blue-white and the Esper Yorion list. Like, you just get to turbo your stuff out. The accelerant creatures are huge because it's just doing the best thing the other Yorion decks do, just a little bit faster. And you replace Trail of Crumbs with Omen of the Sea. You still get that value and stuff, but it opens the gate to, let's say I'm on the play, you go Goose, I go Casket, you go Trail of Crumbs, I go Apparition, and you're like, okay, now you're dead. So it makes you a little more vulnerable, but more explosive, which tends to happen when you add ramp creatures to it. Yeah. Like, your best draw from the green-white / Bant side, it's probably going to beat the other decks, but the medium draws favor the white or the blue Yorion styles.
Is there another acceleration creature they're playing other than Visionary and Goose?
No, just those two.
Maybe you just want Visionary in the mono green build. Like, you can do that.
No,
card's very good.
Yeah, that's fine. And I mean, you don't have Yorion to blink it, so it gets worse, but it's still fine.
Yeah, it still might be better than like Kazan. It would probably take Kazandu Mammoth slot.
Yeah,
but maybe the acceleration is worth being a weaker creature.
Well, our hand started off very terrible before these last 2 cards, and now it is quite decent, so I'll keep.
Sand is really slow.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to keep it.
Okay. Temple of Deceit. And do I want that? I think this is a fine one to keep, so yep, I'll keep on top.
I will play a forest. Pass turn.
All right. No Goose like that. Plains, pass to you.
Okay, drew something to cast here. That's nice.
Okay.
Goose.
I got an Omen. Okay, 2 great cards here. Question is, do I want both of them? And I think the answer is yes. Okay,
so top with Omen of the Sea more than anyone I've ever known.
Well, to be fair, it's just when your cards are all so good, you just all of them are so good. You can't say no. So, all right, I'm gonna play.
There?
Yep, I'm gonna play this. Take 3 and pass to you.
17. What are we taking 3 for there? An Omen of the Sun? That's what's going on now?
Maybe.
You're a jerk.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I've sniffed it out. I'm going to play Thrashing Bronze.
For the first time ever,
pass the turn.
Ross has been notoriously walking into Omen of the Suns, and I was just hoping you'd do it again.
This is quite the historic moment. I can't believe
it really is.
Here.
Congratulations, buddy. For the first time, you didn't get completely blown out by an Omen of the Sun.
Neither of you got me anything?
Yeah, no. All right, I go to Night
No,
Flowers.
this was honestly just expected like 6 months ago, but I'm glad we finally got here.
Yes, yes. All right, so I'm going to Skyclave your Brontodon, and I'm going to scry. And do I want this value card right here? Why not? I never say no to that card. Oh, actually, we only have one blue. Nah, whatever. It's fine. Pass to you.
Okay, I will play Gingerbread Cabin, get a food.
Okay, of course. Standard staple.
Yeah. I will then play a Wicked Wolf and fight the Apparition.
All right,
That'll
3/3
get me a
illusion.
3/3 illusion, and then I will pass the turn.
Oh. Oh, you didn't want to walk into it? All right, pretty easy turn for us here. ECD that, pass to you. The ooze, makes our chapter 3 not as cool, but that's for sure, but...
Okay, so I think this is pretty easy QB. Start getting the beatdowns on.
All right.
Attack with all 3 of these.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to...
It's a nice 10-point attack.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm not going to be able to ever kill any of these 3/3s. So the question is, do I just want to chump now to absorb life? And yeah, why not? I'll chump 1 to each.
Okay, so you take 4, go to 13?
Yep. Or I was at 19, so I go to 15. I gained 2 from Omen.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you're at 15.
Yep.
Missed the Omen life. Pass the turn.
Okay. On tap, I will tick this up. Decent draw there. I'll crack this.
How many cards we got? 3?
3.
That's not that many.
That's not that many at all.
Is one of them a Yorion?
That'd be good. That would be good.
Doesn't seem like any of them are Yorion.
No, unfortunately not. But what do we want to do here? I think we want to start this. Yeah, let's start with an Omen of the Sea. Don't need 2 lands.
There we go. That's more like it. Give me that bottom.
All right, and Doom Foretold. Your go.
And step, I'll exile the Apparition of the Ooze.
Yep.
I go to 21. Upkeep, I will be sacrificing this Ooze.
That's what I figured.
It's done its job.
It has done its job.
It attacked once.
The nice thing about Doom Foretold here is it did its job the most here. But
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing. But now I am able to sack ECD if I want to here, instead of just Chapter 3 being literally nothing. So.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a nice turn of Wolf Willow Haven
Okay.
into Thrashing Brontodon.
Okay.
Then attack for 7.
And I'll take 7.
Puts you to 8.
Yep.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay. I will sack ECD. Oh, that costs 2 extra. You're under the tax.
Oh, that's much worse.
Yep.
Well, I guess we'll just play the Brontodon then.
Okay. You're under the tax.
We're probably going to kill the Doom Foretold anyway, but
Yeah.
it was nice to have the option to maybe sack it if you were going to be dead.
Agreed. Yeah.
It might have forced you into a different line.
You're in the tax. Here I think just a pretty easy play.
If that's... yeah, you're good.
Okay. I will play this and ECD Questing Beast and pass to you.
Yeah, gonna have to sack it to the Doom Foretold anyways. Might as well make the trade.
Sure.
I'll attack for 3.
Okay.
Brings you to 5.
5, yep.
You have 1 card in hand,
1 card.
but you're set up now to buy Yorion and play it all in 1 turn.
That'd be sweet.
Oh, man. Be able to ECD again.
Yeah, it's a rough spot for you when it's like, well, the ECD is going to go away with no value, but Yorion blinking it will just delay it as well, so you almost don't want to play anything into it because it gets exiled, but I could blink it, and then I'd need another Yorion to be able to blink it again, but...
Yeah, the question is, do I think I can win by slowing down here and trying to like wear away this ECD? If I just do essentially nothing, and you just get to buy Yorion and then Yorion the following turn, am I winning that game? Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe my best chance of winning is to just jam and hope you don't have the land.
Okay. Yep, both viable options. Either way, this mono green deck has given me a lot of trouble. I feel very disadvantaged already. And I even had the Omen of the Sun, which I thought was going to be very, very good, but it really did only soak up 1 attack.
Yeah, I mean, it soaked up, it gave you 8 life.
Yeah, and it was
You're
good.
5 right now.
Yeah.
So, I'd say it's been pretty good.
It's been great, yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of me doing nothing and then this ECD, you not having the land and the Yorion, playing the Yorion in 2 turns, that means you have 2 other spells to go along with it. You're drawing a bunch of cards off of this, and you're gaining a life. I don't think I'm winning that game. I think I just have to hope you don't have it.
Okay. Could have 2 temples.
Yeah. So I'm going to Wolf Willow Haven a land and play a Kazandu Mammoth.
A Mammoth, okay.
And pass the turn.
All right. Chapter 2. A draw. Oh, we hit a land, thank God. Oh, thank God. Yeah, I'm going to do the play. Yorion, blink everything out.
Yep.
Did not have a land, chat. We needed it. Well, I mean, the card in my hand may have kept me alive, but I do not really think it would have been too high hopes. So, all right. We'll get 2 tokens. I was scared there.
It's 7. 2 Preordains.
Yep. Holy crap. Yeah, all top and top bottom. And yeah, go ahead. My hand is nice. My hand is nice, chat. What do you think?
Well, that's awkward. I am still under an ECD tax here on the first one.
Always have been.
So
helping out that stream title there for you, Rob.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Play another Wolf Willow Haven, this time for 4 mana.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right. I'll untap, tax you. Okay, this is going to be so sick. All right, I will start with a glass casket. Then I'll attack for 6.
I go to 15.
Okay. Then I will go Archon.
Yep.
And then Charming Prince, blink out Yorion. Comes back. We'll exile this.
Exiling the casket does nothing, so.
And this, yeah, it does, because you can't play a creature then. You can't play a 3-dropper when it comes back.
Orion's coming
they
in
come back at end step, so. And then I'll pass to you. Yeah, because Charming Prince exiles it, then Yorion comes in at end step, and now all these will be coming in at your end step.
Yeah.
And then, I definitely just should exile this, so then you can't kill that, so I automatically get the constellation triggers.
Yeah, also smart. Yeah, and I've got some Vivians left over that I can now start casting, but your advantage on the battlefield is going to be way too much.
Oh, yeah. When you play Vivian, it comes back, gets exiled by ECD. I get 4 2/2 Pegasuses, keep the loop going, and exile the 3/3 you made.
You have 15 damage in the air.
Yeah.
You're actually attacking me. Yeah, you're attacking me for potentially 21.
This is the card I had in hand. That was not a land, so I'm like, this is probably not going to do it because you can probably kill that. But if anything, it would have been a decent.
I actually could not kill that. I had a Vivian, another Haven. So
okay.
My 4-card hand was 2 Havens, Vivian, and Kazandu Mammoth.
Okay, then I didn't even need it because I just chump block, bring it back with ECD, and you're still in a lot of trouble, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't even chump. It's a 3/4. All my stuff was 3/3.
Well, your Mammoth was a 3/3. That's going to become a 5/5. You know?
I didn't have a land.
Oh, okay. Fair. Woo! Snuck out of that game by the skin of my teeth. That game looked like a blowout by the way the last thing ended, but I was so close to death there.
Yeah.
You know,
you just turned the corner very, very quickly.
Exactly.
You went from a draw step where you were going to die to a draw step where you had lethal damage. You know, in 2 turns.
Honestly, just the Yorion coming down where I get those 2 tokens, I go up to 7 life, I have a chump blocker for a QB. At that point, the game ended.
Yeah.
The next turn was just the comical end, you know?
Yeah, you found good cards off of the Omens, very good cards, and that ended the game immediately, as opposed to just ending the game slowly by finding mediocre cards.
Yeah, I found the first 2 were Charming Prince and Dance of the Mats. I'm like, okay, top. I'll take that. All right, Rob, you got a question while we shuffle up for our 3rd game here of this match?
Crocodile wants to know, Ross, should you have killed the ECD instead of the Doom Foretold?
Well, then the Doom Foretold goes off.
Yeah, and the ECD had no targets.
Yeah, so I can't imagine doing that.
No, definitely not. And actually, the even sicker thing, because I guess ECD would be gone, but I could have I don't even discard. I draw. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that would have been worse.
Yeah, the Doom Foretold going off would have been huge.
Exactly. The 2 life, you
2
discard
life,
a Haven.
Card, and you got a 2/2 as another blocker.
Yeah, no, but I think you did right there. But always good to check out your options, you know? All right.
Yeah, if I had like a Haven that was already down, maybe you can do that, because then I get to untap, get another attack in, and then kill the ECD.
Yep. Minor change from me on the draw. This one card is absolutely unplayable on the draw, so I'm going to get rid of this for just one little cute duress. Actually, just a casket. Yeah, you got enough creatures.
I've finally drawn Feasting Troll King, but it's 3 of them in a 1-lander. So
You mean that's not a combo?
Yeah.
So would you say that you got Trolled King?
No, I would not.
Okay.
You would.
I would, and I did.
That's the difference between us, Corey.
Hey, we're not so different, you and I. We're both wearing Yorion shirts. That was not decided by anybody but our own fate. Oh, yes. Okay. So you're on the mulligan. Let me peek at my opener here. I really want a 3-0. My outdoor driveway is really getting quite dusty again, so I need to give it a good sweeping.
As opposed to your indoor driveway that you keep spick and span.
It's called a garage, Ross.
It's called a garage.
You mean a garage? What do you call it? A car hole.
This hand is not particularly good, but I think it's still worth a keep. It's a little sketch, but yeah, I'm going to keep.
That's what we know and love from Corey. That's what we know and love from Corey.
Yes.
This is also the difference between the two of us. I look at a hand and snap mulligan, and you're like, I'll keep.
Yeah, I do have 3 Dance of the Manses, but...
An only black man.
Oh, class.
Okay, this is 100% a keeper.
Okay.
And the question is, which card do I get rid of? I think it's got to be this one.
Let's do it.
I will lead on a gingerbread cabin.
All right. The staple. I will play a fabled passage and pass to you. I'll correct this.
I will Wolfwillow Haven the Forest.
Okay. Is that a scuff that you drew so well or so badly?
It was not good.
Okay, that's good. How many Troll Kings you got this time?
Enough.
None of your business. All right, I will draw. Okay, that's a decent draw right there. I think that one kind of saved my play a little bit. So I'm going to Temple. I don't need that card, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, that was the best possible.
Uh-oh.
I'll play a Trail of Crumbs.
Okay.
Get myself a food.
Okay.
And play a Castle Garenbrig.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay. That was not good. Yikes. Let's go with a Charming Prince. I will do some scrying. I think I want both of these. And land pass. Uh-oh. The king. Okay. Get your
Thought I was going to
foods.
miss a land drop, but said I cast Troll King on turn 4.
Yep, that's scary.
Pass the turn.
All right.
Now we are doing it.
You are doing it. All right, I got the Sky Clay for the trail, though, so you're not going to go bananas. And I'll pass to you.
That is a tilt. That's interesting. I will attack for 7.
Vigilance, but I'll take it. 13.
I'll play another one.
Oh, God.
They can't get Skyglaive if you have Yorion. It just seems like the easiest thing.
Sure.
I have a card to sack to Doom Foretold.
Yep. Done?
Yep.
All right, here go.
You have an ECD.
I'm scared.
You're at 13.
Yep. Yeah, ram through with that is quite good. Holy cow. 5/12 says it doesn't mean I have to block right away for ram through to be lethal, because right now you have an attack plus ram through is 12.
Which one of these is better?
I'm scared that you got options.
Okay, ram through the apparition. That'll get me a 2/2.
Okay. And I take 5.
You do take 5, brings you to 8.
Yep.
Attack with the Troll King.
Yeah, I'll take it. Down to 1.
That brings you to 1. And then I will play a goose, get a food,
Okay.
pass the turn.
All right. Well, tax ya. And I really have no other option but to ECD and pray. Here we go. Dead to so many things. Do you have a thing?
What?
I mean, dead to ram through.
Oh,
dead to
you're
questing
one.
beast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Illusion. Yeah, I have a Wicked Wolf.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, Questing Beast.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
both of my things.
Both of your things kill my things. Yeah. And I mean, I had just a gasser hand, but you were just too quick.
You needed the Yorion there to get 3 life and the ECD.
Oh, yeah.
Then you would have been set, because then you start bringing back apparition.
100%. Yeah.
I wasn't sure on my turn because I couldn't cast both, because Castle mana doesn't cast ram through. I wasn't sure which one of these I wanted to do.
Definitely Wicked Wolf.
Because I don't get the ram through damage.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. But you get the creature itself, and look at how big this creature can be. So I think I'd still do that. But I think it's close. Either we're winning lines, basically.
Yeah, I almost don't think it makes a difference.
Yeah. No, I don't think it makes too much of a difference either. But honestly, what won you the game was Castle. You know, I mean, even if you had other lands, that one turn where I had to take 7, and then you got to follow it up with another one. If I could ECD on the spot, I mean, I had ECDs for days. You know, so if I could just, as you played your big threats, ECD them, you don't stand a chance. But that wasn't the case.
My ick reaction was drawing the second Troll King when I only had 2 lands, and then I just threw Castle Land off top.
Oh,
the second
God.
Troll King is now great.
Insane. All right, GG's.
And
GG's.
This is what I'm telling you about being mono green instead of green white. If I were a green white deck, I'd have a little bit more interaction, but you would have had way more time to get into that game. Your hand was really powerful.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think things would have gone well for me. But being mono green, getting the power of Castle Garenbrig with Feasting Troll King was the key to that game.
And every time I start to give that deck grief, it shows me why I shouldn't, because it does have a lot of play. It can just go beat down. And this is now the second time I've lost to it out of maybe only 4 or 5 times I've played it. So I do think that deck is quite good and really tricky to play around. That's for sure.
Yeah, it has all. This is the kind of deck that the people who play it know all the little tricks with it, and the people that play against it rarely do.
Yep.
So that's why it always seems to play better than it looks on paper, because you really got to play with it to understand all the different synergies that are around. I think Gingerbread Cabin is somewhat new in these decks. They just realize they need a little bit more juice for that food engine, and sometimes you play it on turn 1 and it's just a tapped land, because all you have is Goose there.
And you can't play that with the other versions, with the green white and stuff like that. So,
but the other versions are a lot less in on the food engine.
Right.
They're
just Yorion decks.
They're Yorion decks. So a little bit different from what's going on there than what's going on here. But really, the aggressive capabilities, because all of your creatures are so efficient. So you kind of get the best of what mono green aggro was trying to do, and that's a deck that's fallen off because it doesn't have that second element, that versatility that you always like to stress about, and rightly so. It doesn't have that food engine, Trail of Crumbs, Wicked Wolf that really helps it get a little bit of interaction, a little bit of resiliency. And if you hadn't dealt with the trail that game, I was going off with Wicked Wolf.
Well, you really wouldn't have been, because you didn't have the mana to do so. Because you can make 6 mana, but it doesn't count for trail mana.
But I can make 5. I can go Wicked Wolf, draw a card. Then you absolutely have to deal with both the Wicked Wolf and the Troll King for multiple reasons.
After you played both Troll Kings, then it would have went off. Because you had 5 mana. So regardless, you just sack 1 food, get a second land for sure, and get another activation, and it snowballs out of hand. But Trail of Crumbs is the must-answer card. So, I guess, and Troll King. So I have to have apparitions for Trail of Crumbs, and I have to have ECDs for Troll Kings, and I did have those things that game, but you were still able to push across. And the one game I won, it was barely. So I have hope for that deck. Matching up against some of these Yorion decks, I think it was pretty sweet.
We've really seen the importance of pressure. Yorion is so good at winning interactive games of Magic, especially when it sits in the companion slot and you're up a card.
Always,
It costs you a lot of mana to access the card from the companion spot, but in those long interactive games, you're gonna have a spot to find it.
Yeah.
And you actually paid 8 mana for it in the game you won. Without that, you don't come close to winning that game.
No.
Not remotely close.
No, and honestly, that's what it is. The companion, the 2 Yorions you have in the main read as 5 mana. The companion you have here reads as 8 mana, or if your draw is somewhat awkward, it's 5 mana. So it's versatile from the companion slot, but most of the time it's just an 8 drop, and that's good enough. So, all right, everyone, that's going to do it here for round number 2. First, Rob, do you have one question at all we would take before we get to our final round?
Not for right now.
All right, perfect. Well, feel free to get those questions in if you want some answered. But for now, the marbles are live. You got Teamer Ramp up against me next, right?
Yeah. You know what else is live?
What?
The Versus.
Dun, dun, dun. After this short break, of course. We'll be right back after this 5-minute break. Don't go anywhere.